Hey everyone, Dr. Dan here. Welcome to Hello World with Dr. Dan. So in this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of Module 4 Lesson 3, which is File Input Output. And specifically, we're going to do File Input Output, which means writing out to a file and reading in from a file using two main techniques. One which is plaintext and another which is serialized text. So if we go ahead and look at the code, I'll go ahead and run this program and then I'll kind of talk about what's in the code. So if I go ahead and run this, you'll see it's actually going to build off the previous example where we created user-defined exceptions to store basically kind of accounts, kind of internet password username accounts. So it's going to first start off and ask me if I wanted to basically save plain text or serialized text in my file. So I'm going to go ahead and choose plain text, and it basically reads this file. It says it's not found, but it will be created. Existing accounts, no accounts exist, and so it gives me a chance to add a new website. So I'll say gmail.com Dr. Dan. It's my username. My password is PASS123 exclamation, PASS123 exclamation. Okay. Would you like to add another account? I'll go ahead and just say no. And then you can see updated accounts is listed right here. So what we'll find now is that if we go back into our file system, I can go ahead and refresh my project, and I'll see accounts plain text has been added. And you will see my information right there. If I want to run this again now, I can run this program again. Okay, so I'll do plain text again, and you'll see this time it reads my previous example. So I can go ahead and add another one. Let's say, I don't know, ESPN.com. Again, Dr. Dan, Bearcats, 1 exclamation, Bearcats exclamation 1. Okay, so now you can see updated accounts. Again, if I run this one more time, you'll see that both of those accounts are in my file. So that is the plain text. Now, if I were to run this program, let's run it again. And this time we're going to use serialize. So this is going to do a whole different file. And so please enter a website. So I'll do, let's say, eclipse.org, Dr. Dan, Java 123 @ Java 123 @. No other, let's do one more, no. You can see it will save that, and then if I go ahead and refresh this, there's another file now, account serialized, and you'll see it kind of saves it a little bit more as gibberish in here. So this is basically walking you through, and just to kind of prove that this did in fact work, I will run it one more time. Do the serialize, and you'll see it'll basically read that account from the file. So this program, as you just saw, it's going to allow you to, for the first time, basically save information out to a file such that information that was collected during a previous run of the program can actually be kind of recollected and input into the program for later processing. So you don't have to enter everything in from the console every time you run the program. This is a pretty big lesson, so this will undoubtedly take place over several, probably pretty long videos, even though it is shown as one lesson. You'll see there's a number of files involved here. So for the plain text I/O, you're going to learn some new classes, the FileInputStream, FileOutputStream. Scanner you've already learned, but you'll learn how to use it in a new context. I use the PrintWriter class and learn a new exception, the FileNotFoundException. For serialized text, you'll do the file input and output streams again, some new classes in the object input and output streams, a new end of file exception, and you'll learn about the serializable class. So again, you'll get some great experience at some really good maintainable code with functions really used intelligently, so you'll get some practice with that. The user count and exceptions are reused from a previous example. And then you'll see the file IO plaintext, which really just contains a read accounts and a write accounts method. And then same thing for the file IO serialize, or read accounts and write accounts. It's just that they're implemented differently based on how the serialized and plaintext code works. You'll see lots of exception handling here with the try catches and the finallys. You'll deal with null pointer errors and things like that. So really great example. A lot of code to dissect here, so please, I hope to find you over on hellodrdan.com, where we will really work with this code from just writing this code mostly from scratch, other than the code that we had already written in the previous lesson. But yeah, most of this code, just writing it from scratch and really walking through these details. What are the pros and cons of saving text to a file in plain text, and how do we do that, as well as the pros and cons of saving it in this serialized fashion, when you might want to use those and when you might not want to. Okay guys, look forward to seeing you over at hellodrdan.com. Thanks.